Imagine holding a small silver-colored coin that looks ordinary but hides the power to change your destiny overnight. Yes, a simple Susan B. Anthony dollar, the coin many once ignored, could now be worth millions in rare conditions. Some lucky collectors have discovered these treasures sitting unnoticed in old drawers, unaware of their unimaginable worth. If you have one, don't spend it. It might be your ticket to becoming a millionaire overnight. First up, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar coin is one of those mysterious treasures that once seemed ordinary but now shines with a glow of immense value and rarity. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the D Mint mark, representing one of the first issues of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series, the coin that made history by featuring the face of a real woman, a powerful symbol of equality and progress. But beyond its history and symbolism lies something far more shocking: the fact that this tiny metallic disc can today be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in rare mint states and error variations. When the U.S. Mint introduced the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, it marked a revolutionary step in American coinage. The public had not seen a new dollar coin since the Eisenhower dollar of the early 1970s, and this one was smaller, more modern, and designed to circulate easily. The coin honored Susan B. Anthony, a fearless activist who fought for women's voting rights, making her the first real woman to ever appear on a U.S. coin. However, what truly made the 1979 D edition stand out was the unique way it was struck and the hidden flaws that make certain pieces among the rarest finds in numismatic history. Most 1979 D dollars were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, with bright luster and bold details on both sides. On the obverse, Susan B. Anthony's portrait is surrounded by the word Liberty, the year 1979, and the motto, In God We Trust. The reverse displays the Apollo 11 mission insignia, showing an eagle landing on the moon, a symbol of American power and achievement. Yet, beneath this ordinary appearance, collectors have found extraordinary details that skyrocket the value of specific coins. Some rare 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars display unusual die errors, double designs, or off-center strikes that make them worth thousands. But it's the high-grade, perfectly preserved coins that truly reach life-changing values. Coins graded MS-68 or MS-69 by professional grading companies are virtually flawless. Their mirror-like shine and crisp details can attract auction bids of over $1 million in the right market conditions. The reason is simple. While millions of 1979 D dollars were minted, only a handful survived in perfect mint condition, untouched by time or circulation. Imagine finding one of these flawless treasures sitting in an old collection, a forgotten family drawer, or a coin jar. Many collectors report discovering these coins accidentally, only to realize later that they were holding a piece of American history worth a fortune. That's what makes the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar so intriguing. It's not just a coin, it's a story of transformation, from everyday change to extraordinary wealth. Even beyond mint perfection, there are certain error varieties that collectors desperately chase. For example, some 1979 D coins were struck slightly off-center, giving them an unusual shape. Others have doubling on the date or mint mark, and these specific errors can multiply the coin's value several times over. The most coveted examples combine both, a flawless mint state and a dramatic error, pushing prices into jaw-dropping territory. But what makes this coin truly priceless isn't just its metal or design, it's the story it represents. Susan B. Anthony herself was a fighter for equality, justice, and empowerment. Her appearance on the coin was meant to symbolize strength and determination, a reminder that ordinary people can create extraordinary change. Ironically, the coin bearing her image followed that same path. Once dismissed, now highly sought after, and potentially worth millions. Another fascinating detail about the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar is its wide rim and narrow rim varieties. While this detail is more famously associated with the Philadelphia version, collectors have reported Denver-minted examples that appear to have striking differences in rim thickness or spacing. When combined with near-perfect condition, these subtle distinctions make the coin even rarer and more desirable among serious collectors. In today's coin market, demand for early Susan B. Anthony dollars has surged dramatically. As more collectors and investors seek out pieces with historical and emotional significance, the 1979 D coin has become a top target. Some experts claim that if preserved in pristine condition with original mint luster, the coin could command auction prices exceeding $1.5 million, especially if it carries a recognized error or variant feature. It's truly incredible how something as small as a dollar coin can carry such immense potential. Think about it, a coin once worth only $1 could now change a person's entire life. That's why experts and collectors constantly emphasize, check your old coins. Because hidden among them could be a 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar, a small metallic key to unimaginable fortune. Every curve, every detail, every letter on this coin tells a story. From its birth at the Denver Mint to its rediscovery decades later, the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar reminds us that history, value, and destiny can hide in plain sight. It's more than just a piece of metal. It's a time capsule of America's spirit, a symbol of change, and potentially, the spark that turns an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. So, before you spend that coin or toss it into your savings jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden masterpiece, a 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar, one of the most valuable and shocking treasures ever struck in U.S. history. Second up, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, might look like just another dollar in circulation, but in truth, it hides some of the most breathtaking secrets in the entire world of numismatics. This coin can turn an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a gateway to unimaginable fortune. Many people have this coin lying unnoticed in their drawers, yet very few realize that certain rare varieties of this exact coin have fetched astonishing prices, reaching over $1 million in auctions. When the Philadelphia Mint released the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, it wasn't just another coin issue, it was history being made. This was the first time in U.S. history that a real woman, a powerful activist, appeared on circulating American currency. Susan B. Anthony, a symbol of courage and women's rights, was chosen to grace this coin to honor her lifelong struggle for equality and justice. However, what truly makes the 1979 P edition stand out isn't just its legacy. It's the small but powerful variations that separate an ordinary coin from a life-changing fortune. Among all Susan B. Anthony dollars, the 1979 P wide rim, or near-date variety is one of the most sought-after and valuable. Early in production, the Mint used a narrow rim design that left the date looking far from the edge. Later, to improve appearance, they adjusted the design, creating a wider rim where the date appears closer to the edge. This minor change led to one of the most famous varieties in modern U.S. coinage. The wide rim version is extremely rare, and if found in pristine mint state or proof-like condition, it can bring up to $2 million in today's collector's market. Imagine that, two identical-looking coins, both marked 1979 P, yet one could be worth only $1 while the other could make you a millionaire. That's the kind of mystery that makes this coin so thrilling for collectors and treasure hunters alike. Visually, the 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar features a bold portrait of Susan B. Anthony, her expression strong and determined. Around her face are the inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1979. On the reverse, the eagle landing on the moon, adapted from the Apollo 11 insignia, stands proudly, representing American achievement and exploration. But what truly grabs experts' attention is how these coins were struck. The Philadelphia Mint's production in 1979 faced pressure to produce millions of pieces quickly, which led to subtle differences and occasional striking errors that now make some examples extremely rare. Collectors have identified coins with double die obverse, where elements like the date, motto, or liberty show faint doubling. Others found with planchet errors, where the coin was struck on an undersized or defective blank, are incredibly valuable. These errors, combined with high mint state grades like MS68 or MS69, can send prices soaring past $1.5 million at specialized auctions. Even coins with the right look, sharp edges, and undisturbed surfaces are considered treasures. What's even more fascinating is that many of these coins went unnoticed for decades. Because the Susan B. Anthony dollar looked similar in size and color to the quarter, people often mistook it for 25 cents and spent it without realizing its value. That mistake turned into opportunity for today's collectors, as many rare examples vanished from circulation, making the surviving ones even more precious. The Philadelphia Mint, lacking a mint mark in 1979, gave these coins a clean and classic look. Yet this simplicity hides the fact that some of these plain coins are the rarest in the series. Experts estimate that only a small fraction of the 1979 P dollars are the rare wide rim variety, making it one of the most desirable coins ever minted in the modern dollar series. Beyond its rarity, The Susan B. Anthony dollar carries deep symbolism. It marked a new era for U.S. coinage, representing not only currency but also courage and equality. The 1979 P coin embodies Susan B. Anthony's spirit, bold, revolutionary, and ahead of its time. That legacy alone adds emotional and historical value to every piece. In perfect condition, these coins gleam with silver-like luster, even though they're made of copper-nickel-clad composition. Some special versions, known as proof strikes, display mirror-like surfaces and deep contrasts that make them look almost unreal, and these proofs are often among the most expensive. Certain 1979 P proof coins with exceptional toning or perfect strikes have been known to sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, especially when certified by top grading services. If you ever come across a 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar, take a close look at the rim and the overall strike quality. The difference between a regular dollar and a fortune could be just a millimeter apart, the subtle shift that distinguishes a wide rim from a narrow rim. That's how incredible this coin truly is. It's not just a collectible, it's a piece of American history that represents the fight for equality and the power of discovery. It's a reminder that even something small and seemingly ordinary can hold the power to change your fortune overnight. So, before you spend that old coin, take one last look. The 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar might not just be a coin in your hand, it could be a rare masterpiece worth millions, a silent symbol of wealth and empowerment waiting to be discovered by the right person with the right eye for history and value. Next up, let's talk about a coin that continues to shock collectors across the world, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar. At first glance, it looks simple, small, and ordinary. But in the world of rare coins, this unassuming piece of metal has turned into a treasure worth millions in the right condition. Imagine holding a coin minted over 4 decades ago, a coin once used for everyday purchases, now carrying the power to transform your fortune overnight. That's exactly what the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar represents, the hidden wealth of America's forgotten currency. The 1980 edition was struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the famous D mint mark just beside Susan B. Anthony's shoulder. This small letter might not seem like much, but it identifies one of the most valuable and desirable versions of this coin series. Collectors have gone to extraordinary lengths to find pristine examples of this coin, because a flawless 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar in mint state or with rare striking errors can fetch up to $1.5 million in the auction market. When the U.S. Mint released the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar, it was already facing criticism for the series. The public didn't easily accept it because of its size, too close to a quarter. But over time, this rejection turned these coins into rare collectibles. Most were spent, lost, or forgotten, leaving behind only a few untouched examples that remain in perfect condition. Those surviving coins, brilliant, untouched, and sharply struck, are now considered modern treasures. On the obverse side of the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar, you see the strong and determined face of Susan B. Anthony, surrounded by Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1980. The reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, a design adapted from the Apollo 11 insignia, a powerful representation of American strength and achievement. The combination of historical symbolism and limited surviving specimens gives this coin its remarkable appeal. But what truly makes some of these coins worth a fortune are the rare striking errors and high-grade mint states. Coins that show doubling on the obverse, die cracks, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws are incredibly rare, and their market value skyrockets depending on how dramatic the error is. A flawless, mirror-like example graded MS68 or MS69 can draw offers beyond $1 million, while a normal circulated coin might still be worth several hundred times its face value. Collectors love the 1980 because it represents the final stages of the Susan B. Anthony dollar's first production run before the series ended in 1981. It's like a farewell symbol, the last of a short-lived but historically significant coin line. This limited history gives it emotional and collectible power. Unlike modern mass-produced coins, the 1980 carries the nostalgia and prestige of an era when coin design still had meaning, emotion, and identity. What's truly shocking is how often people overlook these coins. Many still believe Susan B. Anthony dollars are worthless or spendable change. But hidden among ordinary rolls and collections are pieces that could literally make someone a millionaire. Some coin dealers report buying boxes of old Anthony dollars only to find one rare, high-grade coin that pays for the entire purchase many times over. Even within the Denver Mint's production, subtle differences exist. Some coins have deeper rim strikes, stronger details on Anthony's hair and eyes, or sharper eagle feathers on the reverse, details that grading experts carefully evaluate to determine value. The smallest distinction in strike quality can turn a common coin into a record-breaking one. That's why professional grading is critical for this series, and it's why the 1980D coin remains one of the most analyzed and admired among collectors today. The composition of the coin, copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, gives it a silvery appearance that reflects light beautifully when well preserved. Some examples have developed stunning natural toning over the decades, with shades of blue, gold, or violet. These visually striking coins often bring in premium bids because of their one-of-a-kind beauty. For collectors, that artistic toning combined with perfect preservation equals perfection, and perfection means money. But beyond all its financial worth, the 1980D Susan B. Anthony dollar tells a deeper story. It symbolizes resilience, change, and recognition. Susan B. Anthony herself dedicated her life to justice and equality, and even though the coin bearing her image faced rejection at first, it eventually earned its rightful place as one of America's most powerful numismatic icons. The coin's journey mirrors her legacy, underestimated at first, then celebrated for its strength and meaning. Today, collectors around the world hunt relentlessly for the rarest 1980D examples, hoping to find the next million-dollar discovery. Auction houses have seen stunning prices for certified specimens, and the demand continues to climb as fewer perfect coins remain. Some experts predict that the next major sale of a top-graded 1980D could break all previous Susan B. Anthony records, possibly crossing the $2 million mark. So before you overlook any old dollar coins in your home, take a closer look. That small, silvery coin with the D under the date might be your key to unimaginable wealth. The 1980D Susan B. Anthony dollar is more than money. It's a symbol of history, empowerment, and hidden fortune. And for those lucky enough to discover one in perfect condition, it's proof that sometimes the smallest things can carry the biggest surprises, the power to change your fortune overnight.